So Wills is in inner city Melbourne. It's just north of the CBD of Melbourne, and it covers the suburbs of Brunswick, Brunswick East and Brunswick West, Coburg North, Pascoe Vale, Glenroy, Faulkner, Oak Park and Hadfield. I think right now across the world we're facing two major crises. One is that economic inequality is rising and climate change is getting worse is the other. So we need to elect leaders who will fight to tackle these crises, to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to live a good life and that our wealth is spread around, but also that we fight climate change. We stop climate change from getting even worse by cutting pollution and quitting coal and investing in renewable energy. Another priority is making sure that we treat refugees and people seeking asylum with compassion rather than the cruelty that we're seeing from both major parties. So right now, instead of acting on these big crises that we're facing, the climate emergency and rising economic inequality, instead we have far too many of our political leaders trying to drive fear and hatred on the basis of our religion, our race, our sexuality, our gender, or any other aspect about ourselves. And that includes demonising people seeking asylum or refugees. We need to end that. People who are seeking our help, we should open up our arms and accept people who genuinely need our help. So the Greens are fighting for compassion, not cruelty for refugees. A couple of people ask me, aren't you a little bit young to be getting into politics? And I think that's because right now most of our politicians are much older than the average age of the Australian population. So the average age of our parliamentarians at a national level is 52, whereas the average age of Australians is 38. You can't be what you can't see, so I think lots of people don't see young people being politicians and so don't assume that young people can be. But I think right now it's important that we get some fresh ideas into our parliament because far too many people are tuning out of our politics because they're not inspired about what's happening. They don't feel like our politicians are acting in the public interest. So if we get some more young people involved in politics and some more young people elected to our parliaments, they'll be more representative of everybody and thinking about the long-term impacts of policy decisions like climate change, like infrastructure investment, and like looking at tackling the housing affordability crisis as well.
Yes.